These kids nowadays. We're going to have a talk after. Yes. And now it's my pleasure to introduce our speaker for today. We did a little bit of switching around, and she's up for the project here. She's going to tell us about nurturing your passion. I think it's a big one.
Thank you, Joanne.
Reverend Joanne.
I'm going to hand it around after. Keep the mic. Okay, do you remember what Sydney said? Good job. I got to watch what I say because we're loud now. I was thinking, I feel like my skirt's tucked in at the back or something. Good morning. I feel like we've already had a whole service. And I just want to contemplate all those things you said. So I just invite you now to go within and join me as I speak these words of affirmative prayer. There is only one universal source of love, one God, one Creator, one I am. Within this source I live and move and have my being. I am God, Spirit, Buddha, Creator, being rebirthed in each moment. There is nothing to create my experience from except the I am presence. Therefore, I am love. I am light. I am a light in the world. I am here on purpose. There is wisdom and purpose to my life and to each life on this earth at this time of great change of consciousness. I accept the changes that are manifesting. They're manifesting right now in my life and my world. And I know that all is unfolding for the greatest good of all concerned. There is peace in the I am presence. I am peace. As I relax into this truth, I allow others to do the same. It is faith that guides me and love that lights the way. And so today I speak my word for myself and for each person seeking to nurture their purpose with passion. With great gratitude for this beautiful life, for this teaching, for the people here and elsewhere that are acknowledging their own purpose. I let this go into the law of mind where it is done, it is so, it is returned, and together we say, and so it is. Today we hold all those who need to know that they matter, that they're loved, that they make a difference. Today I know this for my sister Susan and for Chris's friend. I hold them in my heart. Thank you. Thank you for being here. You know, thank you seems like such a minuscule word. When I was trying to think of a different way to say it, there is just no way on God's green earth that there is a word that expresses gratitude for the people in your life that bring you joy, that hold you accountable. Sometimes that doesn't bring you joy. But I am so grateful for everybody here, for those who accept me the way I am, for those who help me see my own truth and beauty, for those who are here on purpose. I honor you and honor yourself for coming today, because that was fulfilling a purpose. You woke up this morning. I see there's some new and old faces today that said, today's the day I'm going to church. That was your purpose for today. And it is my intention that something you hear today opens a little part of your soul to make your life more peaceful and those around you more fulfilled. So this week, it was called, I Nurture My Passion. It blends naturally with my purpose. And, you know, it just didn't work for me because I think we all have passion. Even when we're doing something that's not so great, we can give it a lot of passion. So I don't think the problem is passion. I think sometimes it's we forget we have a purpose. And once we find that or nurture that, then we can apply all the passion we want. And so I want to focus on purpose. I've talked to so many people in my life that say, what is my purpose? I think purpose and passion are two sides of the same coin. So today I just want to nurture our purpose. And as we nurture it, I feel it kind of bubbling up inside of me. And it's not something grand gesture like changing the world or solving climate change. Sometimes your purpose is a small little gesture that you hug somebody and say, I love you. That's a great purpose. You know, knowing your purpose makes your life meaningful. Whatever your day brings, when you think, oh, I think I'm just in this moment for this purpose. Wow, that gives your life such great meaning. And a meaningful life, it's more than just happiness. A meaningful life is understanding that you help, that you have a deeper connection to something greater than yourself. That's what it means to lead a life of meaning, a meaningful life. I remember somebody said to me, your purpose is to live a life of purpose. That didn't answer any questions for me at all, but it sounded very, very good. But I want to talk about something else. When we think about nurturing our purpose, do you know nurturing takes work? It takes this other word called cultivating. Because you can have an idea, this might be my purpose. But until you put rubber to the road, they say, until you cultivate that purpose, you don't really realize what it is. And sometimes your purpose is to be in the face of adversity. Whew. That is a tough one. Because if you can walk through your purpose, through adversity, boy, the joy on the other side of that. I look at a lot of different websites when I'm trying to find out, what does purpose mean? What does passion mean? In one of them it said, purpose gives us energy, optimism, and motivation. Holy crap, every day I want to wake up and have a purpose. Because that's what I need. If I just had energy, motivation, that would be awesome. And so that's going to be my guiding light. Every day I'm going to wake up and think, I'm going to focus on the things that matter in the face of adversity. I want to be energized, optimistic, and motivated. I've been accused of having a chronic case of optimism. And I don't want to lose it. My mom would say things like, Joanne, you could make a silk purse out of a sow's ear. I never knew what that meant, but I think for her it meant it didn't matter what was happening. I could always As I got older, I could make tequila with my lemons then. But I could always make lemonade. And also when I read the notes about our talk, they talked about living your purpose. And the first thing you have to do is go deep inside and find the hidden gem that's buried within you. Oh, again, when I read that, I thought, oh, that's not my truth. Because there is absolutely no way that you don't have a purpose. Because Spirit is expressing itself through you. God is expressing himself through you. And you're the medium through which Spirit expresses itself. So within you is so much purpose. And what we do is with our purpose, we create this mold. We talk about it in our Science of Mind philosophy that what we think about, we bring about. So what we think about, we create this mold. I want this life of opulence, abundance, healing, love, kindness. And then Spirit goes out and fills it with all those things. But sometimes you go through life, and I'm pretty guilty, not now, because, oh yeah, everybody holds me accountable now, of saying things like, I wish I wasn't broke. Oh my goodness. Do you know what? The universe goes out and finds this mold and fills it with things that are broken. And things not just broke, but, you know, my fridge broke, my stove broke. And so now I can change that to, oh, I'm so happy that I am abundant. Because wasn't that great I could go out and buy this other fridge? Wasn't it wonderful? My brother helped carry it in the house. So it's a mindset for sure. It's a mold. So there's a direct link between what we think about and what we bring about. There's a really good quote that I read by Bob Goff. And he says, a friend told me once there's a difference between whittling and carving. One of them is just passing the time, and the other one is a purpose. So if you're just whittling away at the things you're going to change in your life, get carving, because you're just killing time. And finding purpose can come from seeing a need that needs to be met. I think that's the clearest thing to finding your purpose, is look out in the world and see what needs to be met. And I read a story about this woman named Mary, and it just reminded me of me, except she cultivated what she saw. But she loved music, and she loved festivals, and she loved the planet Earth, and so she went to all these folk festivals in California. And a lady got up, and this lady was named Julia Butterfly. And she got up in between acts. You know, if you've ever been to a festival, they have all these tents. She got up when nobody was there. She grabbed the mic and she said, I hope every single one of you guys are going to pick up your garbage when you leave. How dare you come here and be so full of love and leave garbage everywhere? And so Mary says, I really thought about that. And I went home and I cried because I thought, isn't that true? And at first I felt righteous. How dare she? It wasn't me that left that cup. But when Mary got home, she really thought about that. And so the next year she went to that festival and she said to them, do you know you need to put out recycling bins? If you pay me, I'll go buy plastic bins, put stickers on that say recycling, put ones that say cans, and I'll collect them if you pay me. And so she did that. And that was 10 years ago. And now her name is Green Mary. And she goes to all kinds of outdoor events all over California. She still does it herself with her friends in a truck. But now it's multiplying. It's going to other states. And so she took an idea, and she didn't even know it was her purpose. And so it was more than picking up the cup that wasn't hers and putting it in the garbage. It was nurturing that purpose and cultivating something that happened in her life. So they talk about it like percolating. You percolate your purpose. She had an idea. So I just want you to ask yourself those questions. When you see something that needs to be done, you have to ask yourself, not just what am I going to do about it, but how can it be better? How can this be better? And what kind of joy can I experience when I create something better? Do you know quantum physics says that we're all connected? So anything I do to make the world a better place, either one hug at a time or one cup at a time, I'm changing the energy of the whole universe, because where energy goes, attention flows. Purpose, such a big word. I think on my spiritual journey, that's how it started. Like, what is my purpose? I kind of flitted around with a lot of different modalities and a lot of different things. And I thought, what is my purpose? And I thought my purpose was somewhere I was going to just land, a destination. But you know, it wasn't. It was a journey. All of it was my purpose. And they said, you'll know when you get there. Well, I want to know when I'll get there, because every day I'm still learning a new piece of my purpose. And you don't have to worry about finding your purpose, because all of us have purposes in different areas of our life. I just met this new friend, Chris, today, and our purpose right now is can I tell them? That she's a death doula. What a beautiful job. What a calling. What a purpose. That is something that is universal. That's something that's so global. And it resonated with me because I'm working in hospice kind of with my own sister. And it's this small in the world. And what she's doing is this big. And it's all purpose. So whatever you're doing every day is already fulfilling a purpose. So it's a journey. It's a journey. I took Reiki. I'm using my Reiki. I took science of mind. I'm using my science of mind. I took energy work. I'm using my energy work. It's all part of your purpose. So everything you've done until you came in the door today was on purpose. It's all leading you to your greatest and highest good. And it's not something we find because it's already there. It's something we cultivate. It's something we nurture. And we reflect on it back and think, wow. Sometimes the littlest things, like a grocery store clerk will say, I got to tell you about, I went for lunch with my sister. And so I said to her, let's just say a prayer. And we held hands, and I just thanked Creator for the food and for the people that work there and for the ability for us to sit and share time together. And the lady beside me says to me, thank you. I haven't heard anybody pray over a meal for years. And so I left thinking, after I wrote my talk, I thought, maybe that was my purpose. I thought it was to take my sister for lunch, but it wasn't. It was for someone else to express gratitude for something they heard. So it changed them. Quantum physics. And when you're nurturing your purpose, I want you to remember the world is changed by your example, not by your opinion. And I try to think of that every time I write a talk, because, I can be so opinionated. I can find so many opinions, but I want the world to be changed by my example. Like happiness, purpose isn't a destination. And that means it's accessible at any age. Imagine all the purposes those young little spirits have, all my grandkids. They just wake up every day, Dustin's little guy. He's got a big purpose. His purpose is to keep you on track, to keep you straight. That's how I felt my kids were. They are there to bring you joy, to just love unconditionally, to make a mess, all the things that they don't even think about. They just wake up knowing I'm making a difference today. So I want you to wonder, what kind do you want? What kind of person do you want to be? I was talking about young people because I asked a few people, what matters to you, young people? What matters to you? Because that's where you find your purpose. And just listening to them inspired me to go and look for my purpose. And not just me. They inspired each other by asking, what matters to you? The siblings were, oh my gosh, that matters to you? No, that doesn't matter to me. You know what matters to me? And we inspire each other by saying, what matters to you? So let's do that right now. Juliet's got the microphone, and she's going to wheel that around. She's going to hand it around. I want you to say your name and what matters to me. My name is Joanne, and what matters to me is love.
Hello. My name's Juliet. What matters to me is love and purpose. You really had me thinking. With these changes in my life, this week was a rough week, and I said to myself, "What the hell? I'm letting this take over my life." So this morning, I decided, nope, I'm going to go back to doing all the things I was doing before. So that's going to be my new purpose.
My name is Rob Carswell, and I have many purposes, but a couple of the very highlights of my purposes is my family and my friends. I want to support them, and which I always have and always will.
Thank you, Rob. And you're on the spot.
Hi, I'm Dustin Boone, and I think my purpose would be time.
He's hiding back there.
I'm Russell, and my purpose is patience. You or I have problems sometimes. There's things that go on in a person's life that sometimes you think is devastating, but if you have patience, things will work their way through. And I am so glad I have patience. Thank you.
You definitely do.
My name is Susan, and I bought a house, and my purpose is to fix the house and be patient, just like Russell, because I want it with the snap of the fingers, and it doesn't come. That's my purpose, and that's my purpose at this moment.
Good morning. My name is Diane. My purpose is community, to expand the people that I deal with on a daily basis.
Excuse me, my name is Joyce, and I like to communicate love and the feeling of all oneness in the world through art and love and community.
My name is Jessica, and well, I think like when you said what matters to me, I thought freedom, fighting for freedom, like not just physically, but like mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And I've always thought that my purpose was to become one with the earth. And like I just thought that thought. I didn't really think a lot of the aspects of it, and like slowly, like the passions that I'm into now and stuff like that, it's kind of like commingling with that, and the freedom aspect too. Like it's branching out into a lot of different ways.
My name is Kathy, and my purpose this weekend is to visit and see as many people as I love and know and give them hugs and just enjoy their company.
Well, purpose, eh? Gee, that's a tough one for me. 'Cause it seems lately, a lot of ministers that come to talk to me leave the room and won't talk anymore. So I guess maybe what I'm up to right now is instead of trying to unravel the mysteries of Creator, I choose to just marvel in the mysteries of beloved Creator. 'Cause I'm not here to decipher how it works. So I am so grateful for my passion, my purpose, to see the truth for all that it truly is. Thank you.
And I'm Edith, and well, what's important to me is family, friends, and I guess for me the big thing is like harmony, compassion for others. That's super important.
Nice.
My name is Donna in this lifetime. I think speaking up for myself and saying what's my truth is important to me. Saying it out loud rather than keeping it to myself. And being with everybody.
My name is Ruth, and the longer I live, the more I realize that my purpose is to be a nurturer for not only others, but myself as well. Thank you.
I'm Sydney, and when you said what matters to me, two things came to mind really, really quickly. The first one is safe communication. I just think it's really important to be heard and say what you need to say and have it be received. And my second thing is that my, as well as everybody else's, inner child feels heard and safe.
Hi, I'm Chris, and my purpose is kindness, showing kindness to others, showing kindness to animals, to the grass, to the trees. I just love it all.
100% participation. Give yourselves a clap. Woohoo! Oh, I was looking around, and it's amazing how you see somebody's purpose totally different than them. I see some men that are working in a world that needs 3 of them, and they're filling many shoes. And I love you for it. And I see artists and musicians and lovers and teachers and students and wise sages. And none of you saw what I see as your purpose. So I want you to know you have many purposes, and in my life, it's so great. I can't even tell you. Okay. Am I okay now? Another thing about purpose I wanted to tell you is what made you happy today might not work tomorrow. So if you think today my purpose is, for me, my purpose is to work with my grandchildren to get some school clothes. That's always take them shopping before school and buy them something. And if that was going to be my sole purpose, when that's done, then I'm going to be like bummed. And I think we do that with holidays and birthdays and Christmas. Like we build up, my purpose is to have the most amazing Christmas with my family. And then when it's over, it's like such a letdown. So I want you to know that what made you happy today might not make you happy tomorrow. When I was thinking about I am, as I was writing my opening affirmation, I was thinking about Moses. And you probably know a little more about the Bible than me, because this philosophy, loosely based on what Jesus taught and how it's relevant in our day and age, one of the stories was Moses and how he led the people out of Israel. Do you know Moses translates into drawn out? That was his whole purpose. And he was a sinner, so he didn't even get out. But he was created to lead the people out of Israel. And when I was thinking about the I am, Moses said to God, "Who do I say told me all this stuff?" He said, "Just tell him I am." That was his name, I am. So imagine having one purpose in life that led everybody to freedom, only you didn't get it yourself. I really like what Jessica talked about, how freedom isn't one thing. He was free. He was free in the spirit. He was free in his mind. I know there's probably tons of people who have led a great purposeful life that you can relate to. I just wanted to mention that because it really came to my mind in the I am presence, how he was created for a purpose, just like every one of us. In our affirmation, we talk about God is and I am. And I remember seeing a bumper sticker that says, "I'm perfect because God doesn't make junk." And isn't that a great phrase? All those things I didn't quite understand. One of the things I want to talk about a little bit was by John Malek. And he talks about finding your purpose and how do you know if it's the right purpose. And this was really interesting to me because he said you can use your 5 senses to see if this is really my purpose. The first thing he says is seeing. You have to see your purpose come to fruition. And if it's something that's so out there, something that you need so much help, something that you need, you know, like, I don't want to say it's not possible because it certainly is. Peace on earth. That is something that you can see, but you might not be able to cultivate it personally. But you can hold the high watch. So he says, if you can see what it's going to look like, you can create it. So you have to see it and let it process through your mind. What does it look like? Then he talks about smelling it. Can you smell peace? If you close your eyes, to me it smells like fresh air, laundry on the clothesline. Can you smell it? And the other thing he says about that, if you're looking at something and it doesn't appeal to you, something you're seeing, then it's not something for you. It's not something that you're meant to create on purpose. And so we filter that information through something. And I'm thinking, oh, I know my sister doesn't watch this, so I'm thinking what I'd like my purpose to be is to heal my sister. But I can't see how that will look. So I have to have a greater purpose to know that healing happens in many ways. It doesn't mean cure. Healing means I want her to be healed emotionally, spiritually. So that's what I'm saying. If you see something, if you've already got a preconceived idea, that's probably not for their greatest good. You have to just see the healing. And same with smelling. If you close your eyes and all you can smell is something that has passed its expiry date, is it stale? Is it something you've been carrying around for a long time? My purpose since I was 6 years old was to do blah, blah. If it's still your purpose, find a new purpose, because that one's stale and expired. He also talks about tasting it. When you close your eyes and you taste what your purpose tastes like, we have great imaginations. It should taste like something sweet nectar on your tongue. And I know you've heard that phrase that says, I left a bad taste in my mouth. If it leaves a bad taste in your mouth, that's not your purpose. And then I know this isn't one of the 5 senses, but how does it feel? You have to feel it to nurture us. You have a purpose, and then you're going to do one thing about it. And maybe it's just telling somebody. Like today, you all told people what matters and what your purpose is. That was the first step in nurturing, was acknowledging it and saying it out loud. And how did it feel? And then hearing it. When I talked about how I asked young people what matters to them and what their purpose was. How does hearing somebody talk about doing something incredible in this world, how does that feel? And even for your purpose, again, I would talk about somebody who's quite ill. How does it feel to think, oh, they're going to be okay, everything's going to be cured? How does that feel? I got to tell you, it doesn't always feel so good, because what does that look like? If they're going to feel something that's not complete wholeness and wellness. And I really believe that health is an outside job and wellness is an inside job. So how do you hear it when you hear somebody talking about purpose? How does it hear? Because your physical brain processes everything that you hear, and you get signals from what you hear. So hearing matters. How does it feel? How does it taste? How does it smell? How does it look? That's a lot to process. But that's one way we can figure out how to nurture our purpose and our life purpose. So we take it in through our 5 senses. One of the challenges was taking things in through our 5 senses is sometimes it takes us back to something that it might not be the best past experience. So sometimes if you close your eyes, for me, an example is smoke. So that's got a double edge for me because I had my house burnt down. So when I think about smoke, it brings up a little. And then when I think about my grandpa, how he used to blow pipe smoke in my ear when I had an earache. That warm smoke healed my earache. So I want you to know that we incorporate things through our 5 senses, but the double-edged sword of that is a smell, a thought, a feeling can bring up all thoughts. So just ride with it and work through them. So one of the things that didn't come up was reading. I have to be accountable for my life. I have to do it every day for myself. And that means I have to live up to my own purpose. I have to be peaceful and fulfilled. Every week I say I'm Joanne, faith, peace, and love, Boruck. So I have to practice that every single day. I have to lead by example. I have to fill my space and my world with peace and love. And one thing that helped me do that is reading. I read all kinds of things about people, about peace and love. And just like today, something you hear might not resonate with you. Throw it away. Something here might resonate with you. Put that in your consciousness to bring it out at a later day. And so it's not that you become what you read. It's that you can filter out what you read. And something might help you because we're all one. Everybody's already done all the work on what's your life purpose. So you might as well read what everybody wrote and see what resonates with you. I sometimes feel that's what I'm doing. I'm just doing like a Cole's Notes on purpose because it's already been written. I just compiled what's true for me. So take what's true for you and keep it. And what's not true for you, let it go. And you can't stop yourself from experiencing things that you don't like because it's your responsibility to experience diversity too. Diversity. Responsibility. Oh, all those words are so hard. So my life purpose is create affirmations. When I had to do a goal for my ministry, my life purpose was to teach people to do affirmative prayer in the positive, in the present, and I hand out bookmarks. I teach every class I teach. I fill the paper with how to do affirmative prayer, and I'm going to do one right now. It's got 5 steps. God is, I am. I declare, I know, I'm thankful, I am grateful, and I let it go. So let's do that right now. So God is. What is God to you? To me, He, it, she is love. What's God to you, Rob? Oh, presence. God is presence. Dustin? Guidance? Okay. Anybody else? Yell it out. Sydney, what? Intelligence. I am everything. The green earth. Yeah? All. So, when I say that we're created in the image and likeness, if God is presence, purpose, the all, the I am, the universe, the earth, if we're created by God, that's what we are too. Oh my gosh. We are presence, we are love, we are kindness, we are the earth, we are the I am. That's step 2. So first, God is presence, purpose, love, I am. Anything you can think of that represents God to you, love, light, intelligence, wisdom. And that's the first step, is recognizing what G-O-D is. And you don't even have to call it God. You can say Spirit is, because there is a power greater than we are, and we can use it. So name it. Sometimes I go for a long time before I get to step 2. I say all the qualities. What do I need today? I need to know that God is purposeful, clear, harmony, powerful. That's what I need. And then you can just add, and so am I. And so am I. I am all those things God is, because I am made in the image and likeness, and Spirit operates through me as peace, love, abundance, light. God is, and so am I. And then the last part, once you're plugged in, I think of it like I do this plug-in a lot, like a plug-in. I'm plugged into a universal source of power. I am. So then I can declare and know. I can affirm that my life has a purpose, and it's revealed to me in all ways, always, through my 5 senses, through knowing what matters, through observing the world, and knowing what I can do to make a difference. It takes one step at a time, and it all comes to me with ease and grace. And it sounds so believable. If you have never had spiritual mind treatment, Gordon just got his practitioner license. That took 6 years of classes. If you want a spiritual mind treatment, maybe you could get Gord or Lou or Juliet or me or Russ or, I've seen Ruth do some amazing spiritual mind treatments. We call it spiritual mind because we know what your mind is. We all are one mind. We're all one universe. So if you don't know your truth, we can tell it to you. We'll tell you who the truth of you is, that you're beautiful, love, light, powerful. If you can't see it, we can see it for you. And then the last one is I'm grateful, and to be in this deep state of gratitude through your whole life. Grateful that you are abundant, that you're loved, that you're light, because what you're grateful for attracts more of what you're grateful for. I'm grateful for affirmative prayer treatment because it resonates through me as me. And then we let it go. In some teachings, we say it 108 times. Our philosophy is, if you have to say it 108 times, you're not believing it. So if you say it and say, I believe it, I have confidence, I let it go, and I always say it's returned to me multiplied and overflowing. Because it's heard in the mind of the one creator, which we all are, that one mind. It's heard and it's returned to me complete and overflowing. So God is, and so am I. I know, and I'm grateful. And I let it go. And together we say, and so it is. So the call to action is tomorrow when you get up out of bed, practice mindfulness and just experience such gratitude for your beautiful bed. And notice your early morning thoughts and how wonderful it is to have a roof over your head, and visualize the joy of just sleeping in that bed, and ask yourself, what am I being called to do today? What is an action I can take today that makes that happen and gives me purpose today? And how can I transform my passion into action for purpose? Well, that was a lot for me. It was even a lot for me to write. So I'm just going to start with what matters to me today. What matters to me? And that's my purpose. What matters to me is, how's my sister today? That's my purpose today. Thank you for being willing to work with nurturing your purpose and know that you already have one. I know that you already know that I am Reverend Joanne, Faith, Peace, and Love Boruck. And I see you all surrounded in light. I see you, and I know you have a great purpose. Have an amazing week, and I'll see you soon. And so it is.